Hey, we're going to be talking about some books that are useful in nonviolence and de-escalation work. I got a whole bunch of them back here that I really love, but one of my favorites is a book that I've had my students read. It's called Mindful of Race by Ruth King, Transforming Racism from the Inside Out. And King is a Buddhist monk, there she is right there, that uses techniques of mindfulness to help us around these very triggering issues around race and trauma. And there's a little handy little tool that she has in this book. There's a lot of great stuff in this book, but this tool is sort of the thing that I love the most. She calls it the RAIN tool, RAIN. And the RAIN tool is when we recognize when we're in kind of a triggering situation. In this case, it's around race. It could be anything from conflict with somebody on the road to somebody that you live with. And what RAIN stands for is the R is recognize. Recognize that something's going on. There is something here that's triggered me into an emotional state. A is for accept. Everything is temporary. That's one of the basic Buddhist teachings. Everything is here and then gone, and we're looking at it through the rearview mirror. So when we're in that moment, we recognize this is just temporary. We can allow it to pass. I is for investigate. What's the root of what's really going on here? Why is this so emotionally charging or activating or triggering? What's really happening here? And then the N is for nurture. There's some need that needs to be met. Somebody needs to be taken care of. There's some harm that's been done because somebody said something the wrong way, or somebody said something that was meant to be provocative, or not meant to be provocative that was. But what does that person who was harmed need? And so the RAIN technique is a little handy dandy tool that we have to allow us to stop. Okay, what's going on in this situation? I need to recognize there's something weird going on here. I need to accept that this is just a temporary situation. It'll pass. I need to investigate why is this such a triggering issue. And I need to nurture. I need to see what I can do to help the healing instead of adding to the harming. It's a great book. There are all kinds of little techniques in this book like this, including techniques for meditation, techniques for having conversations about triggering subjects like race. Ruth King's Mindful of Race, one of my favorite books. And I just wanted to add at the end here that one of the reasons books like Ruth King's Mindful of Race are so useful is in those moments when we feel ourselves escalating, being ramped up, being sort of in an emotional state where we feel like violence might be a reasonable option. We have a tool. We have this RAIN tool that allows us to recognize, allow, investigate, nurture, gives us that cause to pause and back us away from the brink of violence. And so, all these tools are things that we fit in our tool belt that help us reduce the likelihood of things escalating towards extremist violence. All right, more books to come.